Hi, thanks for joining us today on Shining Stars in South Florida Business. I'm Danny Poulos, and our very special guest today is Robert Wieseneck. We know him as Bob. He's a local realtor with Lang Realty in Jupiter, but more importantly, he's a professional trainer and a coach on technology for realtors. So he's really specializes on getting realtors up to speed with all the technological tools that are available to him, which obviously changes every day. So tell us how you got involved in that first, Bob, and then we'll go forward with what your services are.
Okay, thank you, Danny. The way I got involved with technology was back in 1995 when Windows 95 first came out. I was running a small insurance company, and we sold health insurance here in Palm Beach Gardens. We had several agents working for us and several hundred clients.
Right.
And it just got to be too much to keep them on 3x5 cards.
Sure.
So I started doing databases and calendars and things of that nature, keeping financial records for my company, commission statements, etc., all on the Microsoft Windows 95 program, and I just really got interested in it. And
I was just thinking that it's easier if you started back with Windows 95. At least you've been learning things a little at a time. For people out there who got into business later and had to learn all that plus,
right,
you've been able to keep up to speed, obviously, or you wouldn't be in the position that you're in. So let's talk about realtors specifically, because I think really the insurance business was something that spearheaded the use of technology and database management. So now you've bringing it to realtors. What are the most important things that realtors need to know about how they use their technology? What programs are most important to them?
Well, the most important thing, in my opinion, is being able to keep in contact with their clients and prospects. Knowing when their clients' anniversaries are,
Right.
when their birthdays are, how long they've owned a house, to give you an idea of when they might start looking for another house. Things of that nature.
So that's your client relationship management.
Right, client relationship management.
So when you hear people talk about CRM, that's what they're talking about, right?
Right, they're
Okay.
talking about something where they have their clients, all their contact information, their wife's name, their kids' names, notes of phone calls, etc., all in one place that's easily accessible. A place where you can set tasks and reminders,
Right.
so that you know that their birthday's going to be in a week, and you might want to go out and get them a card and send them a card.
I've noticed that sometimes if I get calls from someone who I know is up to speed on this stuff, they'll call me up and they'll know what we spoke about last time we were on the phone. If I happen to mention something like the dog wasn't feeling good,
Right.
it seems to come up in conversation. I always wondered, I thought they had great memories, but
No,
not necessarily the case.
It's something in a contact management program. You can take notes on your phone calls, so
Right.
you know what you spoke about. You could date it, so you know when you spoke to them, and take certain notes, highlight the conversation, so that when you call them in a month or two, you have that information in front of you.
So if you think about people who don't use a system like that, what you have to be scared of is that somebody else is, and they're getting to know your client better than you do, or your client is certainly feeling that way, right?
Absolutely. You know, in this industry, it's what can you do for me?
Right.
If your client doesn't feel like he's the most important thing in the world, he'll find somebody who makes him feel that way. So
Right.
it's very important.
So it may, you think of technology, you don't think of it as a warm and fuzzy thing, but really with the way you explain it, as it's a relationship building system. So you're just using that tool to create real connections.
Right. It's a tool. It's all it is a tool that gives you the ammunition to become more personable and in touch with your client.
All right, so now if you've gotten people off your Rolodex, so you don't have that in the 3x5 cards all over the place, in the real estate business, I know one of the other problems is document management. How many files do you have between prospects and friends
Right.
and past clients? Can you tie that all together?
Yes, I happen to be very fond of a program called Google Apps for Business. And the nice thing about that, it's a suite of programs. You can they have a program called Google Docs, which you can store all your programs on the cloud, and it's available to you whether you're out on the road, in your office, home, even out of the country.
Oh my God, I don't have to walk around with 2 pockets full of flash drives with the 3 different computers I work on.
No, it's all there. And even some of these contact management programs, you can link the documents in Google Drive to the contact management program. So everything is all with your contact.
So the nice thing about having you instruct people on this is because you're a realtor already. So you know what the needs and requirements are for other realtors, and I guess that's why you've been so successful as a trainer. So let's get right to that. How does someone go about enrolling in classes or getting one-on-one, or how's the program work so they can get up to speed on all these uses of technology?
Okay, right now I am doing a pilot program, if you will, with my company, Lang Realty. And what we're doing is we're having 1.5-hour classes followed by 2 one-hour classes, which will be broken into smaller groups. And then after that, if there's still additional training needed, we have 1-on-1, 2-on-1, or 3-on-1 max.
And I've seen you teach classes of 30, 40 people at the Realtors Association.
Right.
So, and now this is broken down into a number of different subjects. This isn't one sit down.
Oh, no. There's going to be several subjects. Right now, I think I've got about 10 that I'm going to be teaching. And as time goes on, I'm sure I'll add more into it as it progresses.
Okay. How about the person that knows they need particular help on a particular tool that you're an expert in? Are you available for one-on-one training also and coaching?
Absolutely. They can contact me and we can set up an hour session and work together and train them on that particular need.
If you're a realtor out there, there's not one of you that doesn't need what Bob teaches unless you already know enough to teach it yourself. So,
Right.
Bob, tell everybody how they can reach you to be in touch, either to schedule group classes, one-on-one, small workshops. Tell them how to find you.
Danny, they can reach me on my cell phone, which is 561-386-4450, or they can email me at robert@rswrealtor.com.
And once you do, you will be in Bob's contact management system, and he'll teach you how to stay in touch on a regular basis. Thanks so much for coming in today, Bob. This is something that everybody needs to know, and that's why you're a shining star in South Florida business.
Thank you, Danny.